So apparently the price of sex has dropped to record lows. So women are jumping into the sack faster and with fewer expectations about long-term commitment than ever. So this effectively discounts the price of sex to a record low, according to social psychologists quoted in this New York Post article. More than 25% of young women report giving it up within the first week of dating. So the price of sex is about how much one party has to do to entice the other into being sexual. This is sexual economics. Might mean buying her a drink or buying her an engagement ring. These behaviors vary in how costly they are to the man, and that is how we quantify the price of sex. So men are getting a lot of bang for their buck, while women are getting very little tat for their tit. The sex is so cheap that researchers found that 30% of young men's sexual relationships involve no romance at all. So men want sex more than women do. That's obvious, that's biological. But for centuries, women have used the price of sex and kept the price high and basically forced men to marry them if they wanted it. Now we've got gender equality, the pill, internet pornography, and women's control of the sexual market has been butchered. So women are much quicker to have sex in relationships these days, and consequently men are much slower to commitment, and they become much pickier. So at US colleges, 57% of the students are women. With this imbalanced sex ratio, women are using hookups to compete with other women for men's affections. And when they get out of school, the pool of successful, educated men is also imbalanced, and the bed hopping continues. So you can liken the price of sex to the housing market. Too many foreclosures in one community, the price of neighboring homes starts to plummet. This is why single women sometimes feel as though sex on a first date is a given. So every sex act is a part of pricing of sex for subsequent relationships. Sex has been very easy to get for a particular young man for many years. Over the course of multiple relationships, what would eventually prompt him to pay a lot for it in the future, that is, committing to marry. So sexual strategies for making men fall in love typically backfire because men don't often work like that. So the percentage of 25 to 34-year-olds who are married has shrunk by an average of 1% each year this past decade. It's down to 46% now. Women who do not discount sex say they can't seem to get anyone to pay their higher price. If men don't want to take the time to woo a real woman, they can watch sex acts in high definition with images of women who can never say no. So if you have a lousy date, someone you met online, you can now just log on, see who else is available rather than having another try at it. So with the lousy economy, men worry about not being able to provide for a family, about the economic perils of divorce. So what can women do to return the balance of sexual power in their favor? Stop putting out. Women collectively decide to cross their legs until marriage, and the price of sex would soar. Women would regain control of the market. So women in less egalitarian countries do tend to restrict sex as a means of keeping the cost high. This makes sense when women have little access to education and employment. But this is probably not going to happen here. Like women, they're in a tough market right now.